Hi, I'm Laura with Philly's B101, and I cannot believe that I am here with legendary actor and Oscar-winning director Kevin Costner. So thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. And we are here to talk about your new movie, Horizon, an American Saga, Part 1. So I actually had the opportunity to see the movie last night, and it was incredible. I guess if you can just kick us off with giving us a little overview of the movie, and then we can kind of dive into it together.
It's been a journey for me. I mean, there's 4 of these.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that you liked it and maybe saw yourself in the different women that were coming on screen. They're exceptional actresses, and they fit in the story so well. But it's something that started in 1988 as an idea I had, evolved to a script. I tried to make it in 2003. I couldn't make it. I decided rather than giving up on it, I thought maybe people didn't understand it, so I'd write 4 more.
Yeah. In doing my research, there's definitely a theme with you that I feel like I've discovered, that, you work hard. You want to work harder than anybody in the room, right? And you just believe in yourself. And that seems simple enough, but it's so hard for people to do that. And I feel like it may have come from your upbringing, your parents, if you could speak to that.
I have a very conservative background. My parents went to every Little League game, everything. My dad had one job, and his theme was "Don't let someone outwork you." I don't know if I've tried to do that consciously. Whatever I'm doing means a lot to me, because I know if I'm offering it to someone else, then I really need to sand it down. I need to make it a finished thing. Mm-hmm. I need to be able to wrap it up. And I don't fall out of love with an idea that I think is classic, that I think has a level of meaning. I mean, this movie's not any more important than any other movie I've done, but it's terribly important to me that I sand this thing down for you, and that when you go to the movie, maybe not even wanting to see a Western, thinking, I'm really glad I saw that. I felt like I saw things. I felt like, more importantly, I heard things that I never quite thought about. And yet, I'm familiar with Westerns, but this seemed to go past being a Western. It was like a lot of emotion.
It definitely did for me, because, Westerns wouldn't be my #1 genre by any means, but I was completely engaged. And I think part of that, obviously, the background, it's beautifully shot. The music, I appreciated that. But the dialogue between the characters was engaging. In a Western, you typically think of the gunslinging and the action, and
it
of
didn't
course,
depend on that.
Yeah, it didn't. And I think that's what really pulled me in as a viewer.
It was just a
last night.
woman wanting to be clean who couldn't relate to that.
Right.
And bathing, and then realizing the consequences of doing that, and then having it explained a little bit.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Sometimes we just go, okay, they didn't have water. You go, no. We didn't have water, and we're going to choose who gets it, especially given the way you've treated it. You're not going to get any.
I feel like you've taken the Western and you've made it somehow more 2024, right? Like you told the stories that were always there.
If you believe that there were peeping Toms 200 years ago like there are now, if you believe that there are bullies back then like there are now, if you believe that there are sociopaths, psychopaths, and if you believe in heroism, if you believe in a woman just keeping her family clean, you are going to relate to Horizon, because I think they're relatable people. They just want what's best for their families, and they're going to risk everything to get it for them.
There's so many layers to this film, and 3 hours for the first one. I'm excited for the second one coming out in August, because there's a lot of things left undone, right? You're telling all these different stories. Can you give us a little hint as to what's coming?
Well, I don't know. They're trying to sell both tickets now at the same time.
Are they?
Yeah, they're like, don't let anybody get your seat. I think Fandango's doing that. They're woven together. They are, I'm not like, oh, you like this one? Let me make up what happens now. It's already done. They're already linked. I know the secret of where things are, and the pain that's coming, and the joy that's coming. And I know and it just keeps tumbling because it wasn't easy out there. It doesn't get easier, but people still emerge with their dignity amidst everything else that's going on around them.
In the beginning of the movie, you know, the first 20 minutes, my goodness, you had me crying with the scene. I don't want to give too much away, but...
No. Well, I mean, just trying to one breath at a time with your daughter.
Yeah.
Can you live?
I know.
Your turn.
Your turn. Mommy's turn now. Like...
Yeah. If we don't work together, we're going to die. And so I love that architecture, and imagine the bond they have.
So your son was actually in that, right?
Yeah.
And his name is Hayes, which is your character's name, which I just find so cool. And how was it working with your son, being able to direct him?
It's a forever moment for me.
Yeah.
The time that he was with me and driving the car, coming to work, and going home and wondering if he did well.
Oh.
And I said, you did good.
Yeah, he did so well. It was, that scene is definitely one of the more emotional ones.
Yeah, it's a terrible, it was a fatal decision.
Yeah.
But there was, you hated him for not getting in that with his mother, and you loved him for wanting to be with his dad.
Yeah.
And then you realized in the end he was just a little boy when his face started to shake.
Yeah.
When he knew, when he says, "Are you ready?"
Yeah. Oh, it is
Don't cry.
I know. It was a beautiful movie, and I am a new mom. I have a 1-year-old, so just all of those kind of scenes were really...
Yeah,
you know,
Jena
they
Malone with that child
Yeah.
from an abusive relationship, you know, and just that child reaching up to the sky.
Yeah.
I know, sometimes it's not a Western at all, it's us.
Yep. You're just seeing all these stories, and I'm so happy that, you know, this passion project of yours is finally coming to fruition. It was truly incredible, and I'm excited to
I'm
see
really
the next.
happy that Westerns maybe are not your thing, but this one was.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a crossover for everyone. Like, you're just telling human stories, and it was exciting to see on the
Thank you.
screen. So thank you so much for your time, Kevin.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.